Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're looking at the Heavy Tracker. This is a combat assault vehicle manufactured by the Maricun Corporation that was notably equipped with an Omni Probe sensor array and has a long range laser cannon. It saw use as a mobile comm center in the ground forces of the Alliance to restore the Republic during the Galactic Civil War. So that's what we have listed here on Wikipedia. We do have a nice little picture here, and this comes from Star Wars: The Rebel Files, and let's see, that's really what they have listed here. Now, uh, we'll kind of switch on over here. Okay, so looking at the heavy tracker itself, um, it's got a kind of a nice little design here. This is a more of a command uh, truck, really, in all regards. As it was stated before, this has got a scanning system, really to help try and get troops to where they need to go. So this is at Walker scale, so it's one of those vehicles that are at Walker scale for the strength and durability of it all. It is 22.2 meters long. It is, of course, repulsor lift operated. So it's going to be a repulsor lift operation skill or repulsor lift skill set for anyone trying to drive this. Has a crew of 6 personnel. So you're going to probably have a driver, a navigator, probably some communication techs and all that. We do have 2 gunners. Skeleton of 2 people can actually pilot this. So you could probably just have um, your driver trying to navigate, and then maybe someone in the gunnery spot, something like that. Well, you know, you can make it work. It's not going to be easy. You have a +10 to your skill checks and all that, so it's not going to be the easiest. I mean, um, every time I see this, because it was similar to the YT 1300. So, um, for all the good or the bads, one of the things I do really like what they did in The Force Awakens is when Rey's trying to pilot the Millennium Falcon, she's got to reach all the way over to hit another switch for something else. It's something like that. Yes, you can do it, but you may have to reach all the way over somewhere else to try and get something to work or something because it's really meant for 2 people. You can do it. It's not fun, but you can do it. Okay, so we have vehicle blaster skills. So, really with the crew skills, whenever you're looking at that, that's if I wanted to put this out here and just have it as a vehicle. I don't have to come up with crew stats themselves. This would be my fill-in crew stats. So we do have passengers of 5, Omni probe operators. We have cargo capacity of 250 kilograms. I don't know what that comes out to in our old English standard. Maybe about 500 pounds ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. We do have full coverage. It has altitude because it's a repulsor lift vehicle. Ground level up to about 2 meters. Maneuverability is about a 1D, so it's not the most maneuverable, but it's not the worst. Let's see, it has a move of about 130 kilometers an hour. We have a body strength of 3D plus 2. Now, keep in mind, this is also at Walker scale, so this is fairly resilient. Um, it's above our average. Plus, when you look at it as this is a Walker scale vehicle, um, that's some fairly decent armor on there. And we do have the heavy laser cannon, and it requires a crew of 2. So, um, and there again, you could probably have one person operate it, but it's going to be at maybe like a +10. Okay, so you have a fire control of 2D, a plus, it's going to be 4D with the Omni probe going, um, and it has a damage of 4D. Now, this is coming to us from the Rebel Alliance sourcebook, which is something I do kind of remember. Uh, and that's exactly where the picture comes from. So, this was meant for the role playing game by West End Games. This is all their own creation for just doing the game itself. And they came up with a lot of interesting vehicles and ships and everything else for us. At some point, we'll even get into some of the weapons and creatures and so on and so forth. And yes, there are dragons in Dungeon or in the world of Star Wars. Dagobah actually had some sort of dragon creatures. So that is all out there, and that's where I've talked about. I would love to take all the different sci-fi stuff and mash it all together. I think it would be wonderful. But here we are. Um, you know, there's not a lot of extra fluff to the vehicle. I mean, we do get a very basic because this is one of those vehicles that was created for one of the modules or whatever. So we don't have a lot of the extra extended things that sometimes we get some for some of the other vehicles because they were shown in multiple animated series or maybe in some of the prequel stuff or what have you. But it is what it is. So with that, thank you so very much for stopping by and visiting. It's always great to have you stop by. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.